And I was passionate about what I saw, and I was passionate about the bands that I was discovering in my own right. And that's why I wanted to make a concert film of small club venue live shows. You know, the bands were telling me that they were coming out from all over the country, and they were coming to San Diego because they felt something was happening in San Diego. And this is in the recent years, 2008 up to now. So in terms of the reputation for San Diego music, I think the reputation within San Diego about San Diego music is very well. But unfortunately, I think because we live so close to Los Angeles, which is one of the meccas of entertainment, maybe Los Angeles overshadows San Diego a bit. So I'm not sure what our reputation is for music in San Diego outside of San Diego. But within San Diego, I think we have a great reputation. You know, during the production of the film, I was struggling with a few titles, and I was throwing out a couple of titles with some friends and people involved. And that was one of the titles that seemed to stick for some reason. And where the title came from is that I wanted to capture different scenes of San Diego in itself and wrap performances of the bands with scenes of San Diego that people don't really know. And I wanted to get those images that led out from the desert, and the end of the film, it ended up in the ocean. So I covered the whole San Diego county line. And when I was out doing the desert shoots on the county line, San Diego county line, there's a public art piece out there that says, "This is the desert, there's nothing out here." But at the time I filmed that, it was pretty ironic for me because I was discovering an enormous amount of great music and an enormous amount of bands, an enormous amount of natural scenes within San Diego. So I thought that statement was pretty ironic, to say that there's nothing out here when where I was out in the desert there was nothing out there. But in that period of me filming, there was so many things out there. So I thought that was a little twist on the title there. The best part was discovering all the new bands. Number one, first and foremost, I spent about 2 years researching bands, which meant going to the shows on a regular basis. I discovered an enormous amount of great music, and like I said before, you know, just because maybe there was 5 people in the audience, which would probably be the parents and cousins of the band, didn't mean that the band wasn't playing good music. So the best part of making the film was discovering all of the new bands, and knowing that just because a band had a buzz about them didn't mean that they were always the best band, but more to follow my own instincts and my own preferences of who I liked. And in terms of an anecdote about the filmmaking process of it, yeah, it was just hard work. It was a tough project. So we filmed for about 2 years. You know, I hired up a crew, and the crew was eager to be a part of it all, but you know, trying to get everybody all together. It's like my friend said one time, it's like herding cats. I wanted to up the production value of the whole project in terms of the camera work. I wanted to focus cameras on the individual musicians and try to cover all of the musicians performing in the band as best as possible. But in terms of the sound was the key part, because it is a concert film. It is about music. It is about sound. And so I did take the time to hire for every show someone who could multi-track record all of the shows. And then the plan was then to take those professional recordings then to a professional mixer and really mix down and make it a really good CD quality or a good LP quality to all of the songs. I found somebody, an excellent mixer and engineer, who was able to handle those and make those sound very well. His name's Alan Sanderson. And interesting enough, he won a Grammy during the process of mixing my stuff. He won a Grammy, but maybe he'll win a Grammy for my stuff sometime in the future. There's some great venues. North Park has become a center of live music now. Seven Grand is a spot out there, and I really like the Hideout, which used to be so many other different names before. And the Soda Bar, I find myself going there a lot more lately. The Belly Up, I tend to go to the Belly Up from time to time. I'm going to check out the Afghan Wigs there next month in November. I haven't been to the North Park Theater, but there's a lot of shows going on over there. And there's new venues popping up all the time. There was what's that called? The Shakedown out there was by Sports Arena. I like going to that place. So there's so many different venues out here, and there's such a wide variety of places to go see. What I did learn is that in those areas, in the North Park, Casbah areas, they have their own life of music, but there's also in maybe an East County music scene, and definitely a North County music scene that I don't know much about. So San Diego has different pockets of music scenes that all the bands kind of migrate in that area, and I tend to go to the North Park and Casbah areas. Yes, well, I want people to see the film, and I want as many people as possible to see the film. But the point of it was to get people interested to go out to see the small club live shows, and to be interested in bands that they've never heard of before, and to not be afraid to go out to a show on a Tuesday night because their friend said that band was good. It doesn't matter if you've never heard of the band before. Go out there and take a risk and go to a show, and it's only about 45 minutes or so that these play, so it's no big loss to you if you don't like it. But for more times than not, it's a better experience to go out and explore new music. So that was the ultimate goal of it, is that for people not necessarily to follow the bands that are in the film, but to try to go out and try to find new bands themselves. Tonight we say